My name's Lynn Yeldell. I'm the owner of 7th Scout, but my team calls me the Chief Vibe Officer, which is the best title I've ever had. And I was born and raised in New Orleans. I have a photo of my first trip to the French Quarter, which I was in a stroller. My mom had this beautiful bouffant too. So born there and graduated from high school there in 1986, moved away for college and went to graduate school in Austin, Texas. So I was here in Austin 91 to 93 and then moved back home, and then this little storm called Hurricane Katrina sent me away for a few months to Shreveport, Louisiana, and then I moved back here in 2005, and as I tell people, I forgot to go home. The way I would describe New Orleans is it's unlike any other city I've ever been to in the US. And I think that's why a lot of people have a New Orleans story. They've been there for a conference, a Mardi Gras, or Jazz Fest. And I think the most important part to me is that I've always lived in a place that people wanted to come visit. But for people to know there's a little bit more. Like, I lived in the French Quarter for almost 3 years, and I lived in an old converted warehouse. I had views of the Mississippi River, and people don't think it's just a microcosm of a little city. We have grocery stores and coffee shops and hardware stores, and you see each other walking the streets in the morning with your dogs and getting your newspaper. And then just about every night about 9 or 10 o'clock, Bourbon Street fills up, and that's the only part of the quarter people really ever get to see. When you meet any New Orleanian, we really pride ourselves on the people connection and are probably known for that. And I think that that was probably one of the best lessons I've learned growing up, is being curious about people, asking lots of questions, and coming to our approach as an agency more as a consultative process and a people process. And I think that is now, later in life, I think I realized one of my superpowers in owning 7th Scout and the work that we do together. I found out about 7th Scout from a phone call from a guy that I knew from my very first days in Austin, and his name was Rhodes Gibson, and 7th Scout was his company with another partner, and they brought me in to consult on an RFP, and I thought it was very curious because Rhodes and I knew each other socially, and I didn't think he knew that I had a marketing background. Well, it turns out he had just found out that I was going through a little bit of a personal setback with life and challenges, and he's just like, I've always wanted to work with you, I've always liked you, I just wanted to find a way to make that happen. And that was in 2017. So I contracted for 7th Scout for quite a while, and Rhodes and I clicked personally, but then now professionally as well. And I bought into the agency. Graham left and became a partner, and sadly we lost Rhodes during the pandemic after a battle with pancreatic cancer, or as he said, a journey. He never battled it. And so I became a full-time owner after that, and still miss him every day. I never had the plan to own an agency, but I always had a plan to work with the amazing team that I continue to work with. It's interesting because I think on the surface, we seem so similar for ways that we may just present. But what I love about our team is we are wildly different. We're wildly different in where we came from, what we aspire to, and how we approach a situation or a challenge. And that makes me a stronger person because I know that we are a table of equals and everybody's opinion and voice is heard, and I know it makes the work better for our clients with all of our diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and aspirations being equally voiced at the table.